Hey, Tanya, I have my computer. I brought mine, so I can just see where it's at. That's fine. If you need that one, keep it.
No, I'm not using mine. I don't know where yours is at.
It's right here.
So I can see, put your, this on you.
Can I squeeze through? Well, they're gonna make y'all face the front because they're making me get up there like I didn't bargain for that.
Big stage, huh?
Really, I thought I could get in the corner or something. I gotta have something to put all this on. Yeah, that'd work a lot better. Yeah, that's fine. Well, no, they just want them where they can see the pictures.
If you want front and center, if you just want
I don't care. I don't care. This is fine. I don't even want up here, period. Yeah. So, where do you turn it from? Yours or hers?
Hers.
Because I just need to see where we're at. And do I need to do like a prayer list, I guess, a request?
Oh, yeah, he normally does that first.
Just holding it takes a minute. Just give it and let off of it. Quit being so impatient.
Mine usually turns blue. But I have to hold it for. Has it been on all day without being plugged in?
There it is. Ooh, it's getting quiet.
Yeah. Everybody's looking up this way.
It's getting real quiet out there. Hey, she said I had to wait till 7:05.
Do your talk and then do the prayer request.
Do what?
You do your,
I'm gonna do this. I'll just do prayer requests now. I'll get started and do the prayer. Yeah, go ahead. Hello? Oh, that's loud. Or maybe I just hear myself. That's weird. That's pretty weird. Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Brett can't be here tonight, and so he asked me to. He had told me and Jesse that we needed to introduce ourselves thoroughly to the church. Well, best way to do that, I think, is with pictures. So I got us a slideshow. And I had a lot of slides. I don't know if y'all like going through pictures. I like going through pictures. And that took a long time. And Rebecca said, you got way too many. We'll be there half the night. And I'm like, okay. No, I'm just kidding. Let's just start with doing some prayer requests. And then we'll get on. And then when y'all get tired of seeing my slides, y'all can just leave. No, I'm just kidding. Does anybody have any prayer requests that they would like to? Very good. Brett had a little procedure today, and let's keep him in prayer. Yes, ma'am.
Friday, my husband gets his results for the brain scan. John's got cancer.
Yes, ma'am. Hey.
Friday, we get the results because we've been really worried about the brain. And so Friday, we get the results of the MRI of the brain.
All right, let's keep John in prayer for his results. Am I not supposed to go out that far? It start buzzing. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Steve Murphy, his granddaughter committed suicide. Had a vision last night. I know it's hard on you. He lives over with you.
That's horrible.
She tried it 2 or 3 times before. Remember Steve?
All right, let's remember Steve. His daughter had committed suicide. Mr. Bob? Oh.
My thought on what David said, it's just been on my mind so much. Sometimes we can't give and show love enough to these young people, and we need to really wrap our arms around them when they're teenagers, when they see trouble and stuff, you know. So my prayer is that we always show love to the younger ones.
Yes, ma'am. Is there another one? Miss Watkins had a stroke. All right. Anybody else? All right. All right. Well, let's go to the Lord in prayer. Let's like I said, let's keep all these in mind, and any unspoken ones too. And let's be sure and lift up Brett. And yep. Okay, got an unspoken back there. I'm just go to the Lord in prayer. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight, Lord, just thanking you for the blessings that you give us, Lord. Lord, we just ask you to lift up every one of these prayer requests, Lord, just from the test results to the suicide, Lord. That's just a drastic measure on a young life, Lord. Lord, just be with our pastor, that he heals quickly, Lord, and be with me tonight, that I don't stand up here and ramble. And Lord, just thank you for the blessings that you gave me to be here, Lord, and just thank you for all that you've done for us. In your heavenly name, amen. All right, Melinda, have I wasted enough time? Okay. All right. This is going to be very... Uh-oh. Are they on? All right. Well, I guess this is probably where it started a long time ago. That's my dad and me. Just before we're done, you'll learn that I have a real deep love for tractors. That was my dad on my grandpa's tractor, and yes, I do still have that tractor. Anyway, my dad was James Randy Hicks. He was born right over here in Oak Grove and lived his whole life there, and now he lives right there in the cemetery. He's buried there, and he lives up with God, but you know what I meant. It's we'll just kind of start flipping through some. I'll tell you when. Just go ahead and go to the next one. We ain't got no clicker. Now that's when that's my family back when we was in the war, evidently. We got coonskin's hats, and I'm the littlest one there up against my dad's leg, and I was really hacked that day. I don't guess I was much on dress up, but that's my family. I have a older brother named Scott, and my sister Tanya comes here, and my mom and dad both passed away. They live in heaven now, and let's go to the next one. There's me and Dad again. There we are again. Well, you can't tell them that. There's one of them pictures, man. You can see Dad had some pork chops now. They was really coming on down there. Yeah, buddy. All right, come on, let's go on through. All right. I really love animals. I love farming. That's how I thought I would make my living. That's been tough. Might have been the best decision. This was at the Lonoke County Fair. That was my Holstein bull, and his name was Little Buddy. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to try to make this. I'm going to try to tie this together, y'all. I'm just not just doing a family history here. There's some more pictures of the fair, and all right, there's some of y'all that was from around here. Y'all might recognize. I know Tim was my age. It's Billy Yates and Jackie Mahoney and me as we were in high school. And Billy Yates, we were all big buddies. He signed up in the military and got blowed up in a Hummer over there and came home. They patched him back together, and he committed suicide. And Jackie Mahoney, y'all might know him. He manages the feed store, Woods Feed Store. He's still there. Been there a long, long time, but we've been buddies a long time. I talk to him quite regular too. He looked a little bit younger in there, but they aged, I didn't. All right, keep going. I got to make the, oh, you're trying. Well, y'all may get off. Well, looky there. That's look at that young lady I was with. She was a hottie. She still is. That was Jackie Mahoney and Rebecca and me. We've been together a long time. We got married in the 2nd grade, is what I tell everybody. It feels like that away. There's the Lord and Rebecca's been with me through a lot of things. And let's keep on clicking because I got to make this timely. All right, we got married. We went to school. We got married. We've just keep clicking. There's us, me and Dad. There's me and that hottie again. I don't know how I tricked her into that. Okay, here we go. This starts a real chapter in my life. I was a dairy farmer for years, and I loved it. I had lots and lots of kids. Them animals was just my family. We were in the dairy business a long time. Just keep clicking. We'll try to. Looky there. That's the first cab tractor I ever bought. Right there. It was a piece of junk. To give you all a little quick story, I brought that thing home, went down to Oklahoma, got it, brought it home. Me and my dad had never had nothing that nice. It would not start to unload it off the trailer. We had to stick a screwdriver in it, and that's when my dad said, "That's our tractor. You got to start it with a screwdriver." Yeah. There was a Christmas card. Didn't that country? Does that not say country right there when you and your wife in the background with a bunch of your cows? The dairy business was something that was just part of our life. God, it's been a part of our life. Animals, that's just what's made our life. And we'll keep clicking. Yeah, it said, "Merry Christmas" from Kevin and Rebecca and the girls, so everybody immediately thought we were having twins, girls. But we did have a baby. It's my computer programmer's sister made this presentation for it. Y'all notice that sideways. Anytime I can get one in on her, I'm going to, because she normally does everything better than I do, because she... So we had to throw that in there. There's me and Cody fishing. We didn't get to do that much. Yes, he did. He grew up. And there we are again back in the war, except the whole family there. Yes, it was. All right, you'll see a couple pictures here with all of us. And unfortunately, my mom died young, died early. So we don't have very many pictures of us with the grandkids and then my brother's wife, she got killed in, I guess my mom passed away in 10 and Jamie got killed in 13. She got hit by a car and so our family started narrowing down really quick, but there's us again and Cody. There's more Cody and us and cows, and that's just, there's a lot. I made him start working at a young age. I believed in child labor tremendously. Oh, right, looky there. There's another picture sideways. We started selling pumpkins and we went in the pumpkin patch business in 2010. That was, just to be honest, dairy business was horrible, and we had to come up with income. I said, I messed around and sold the cows. I went in there and I said, "I'm going to start a pumpkin patch." And my dad said, "Well, you might as well give this place away, because that's what's going to happen. Because everybody's going to sue us, because you just didn't do that back then." And let me tell you, for agritourism in 2010, it was new, and it was not looked very happy upon, but I did it anyway. And it's been a good thing. We've really got to share the gospel. We've got to share passion for love. People forget where their food comes from, and we've really enjoyed to get to do that. If you need to keep clicking to speed me up, I understand. That's just that's my brother, my sister, and me. Well, yeah, my brother is Popo. We call him Barney Fife. I can't even understand what that one is. We probably didn't need to see it anyway. Oh, was that me and my fat buddy? I couldn't even see it. Well, I'm sorry, Ed. I told you he was going to be in my slideshow. I told him, me and Ed's been buddies a long time. I call him my little fat buddy, and I had a picture of me and my little fat buddy in there. That's when we got we applied for the Century Farm Award because my family had been on that ground for over 100 years, and that was pretty neat. And I tried to get some more. My mom and my dad's family both are from here, and I tried to get both sides done at the same year, but it's a lot harder when on my mom's side the family ground had been passed through the girls, and it's really hard to get all that put together when the names change, and I could not get back 100 years. So anyway, some more cows. I know it's cows and kids and us, and everybody makes one of these when they die. This morning I told Rebecca and Tanya I wanted to take some funeral pictures and put up because I really thought we should do it before the funeral, and might as well show some pictures where we could talk and y'all could get to know us just a little bit better. Okay, there's my other son, David. Oh, well, maybe. Oh, that's at the Ag Expo. I thought we were about time where David came in the picture. All right, sit there. Back up just a piece. Okay, not very good at speaking. I really would not get up in front of a crowd. This is a group of people that in 2017, we got accepted into what they call the OFA, which is Outstanding Farmers of America. They pick 10 people in the nation every year, and we got lucky enough to get chosen. And I thought that was great, fine and dandy. At the same time, the Lord had been dealing with me about speaking in front of the church that we went to, and I said, no, that's not me. I can't do it. This whole deal came up. I threw this picture in there just to bring this together. The Lord thought this would be funny. I thought this was great. We'd get this award, and, well, they did not tell us that we would have to get up in front of about 300 people and speak to them. And they brought us in this room, all these people, and had some tables for us. I'm like, well, that's where we're sitting. They set us down, and they said, all right, now we'll start, and y'all get up there and talk. And I said, oh, no, that ain't happening. And Rebecca said, you got to. So before I went there, I had to get a suit because I didn't have a suit, and we had to have a suit. So we go up there, and I get on stage, and I look down, and this pant leg is in my boot. I'm a nervous wreck, and I've got to talk to these people. And the Lord said, I told you I was going to make you talk to people in a group. And that is when I started listening a little more that's the Lord was telling me more than I wanted you to be a farmer and not talk to people. Because He's gave me the gift of gab. I love talking. I don't like to meet a stranger. I like to talk to anybody I can. And He said, well, you're going to talk to them about me, and I'm going to make you do it. And so He did that through the OFA. There's a lot better people that are better farmers than we are. We're extremely average at the best, but that's how it all started tying together. There's me and my lovely bride they make you dress up one night. I'm not real big for that. I don't understand why a bunch of farmers need to get dressed up looking like that, but all right, keep going. And there's my dog, Gary. I had to get my dog in there. That's Banjo. Banjo likes to go everywhere I go. That's really Cody's dog, but she don't know it. Yeah, it kind of is my favorite child. Just a few more pictures of us at the pumpkin patch when we learned to grow. We went from growing, I never grew much vegetables until evidently I was a pumpkin farmer. This here is probably, what year would that be, my love? All right, in 2020, we took another son in. That's David. Y'all seen him. He's the one that has the baby that's had surgery, an EB. He come to live with us then and to become part of our family. There's just tractor pictures. I didn't get as many tractor pictures in here I want. I do love tractors. I love tractors of all shapes, sizes, colors. I'm not prejudiced. I love all tractors, and I have a bunch of them. Too many. This is another little tidbit. I love flying. I used to be afraid of airplanes. I would not get on an airplane. My wife told me we had been married a while. We were going on a cruise. I said, well, I don't normally get that far from home. And she said, well, I'm going on a cruise, and I'd like you to go with me. And then she told me we had to get on an airplane. And I said, now this is a lot, but I don't know. I have really found a love for flying. I've got a buddy that's got a plane. He loves to fly, and we find reasons to go count ducks or look at cows or fields. I mean, we do really weird things with airplanes, like look at crops and see who's cutting their corn first, and just that's back up. We got to talk about my main man. Oh, yeah, it's gone. We look weird. All right, that's my main man right there. That's Greg Davis. We call him Taco. Taco come to us. We do a lot of square bale, hay and straw, around 60,000 a year. Taco, we would hire 10 kids when we were putting up the straw. He was about 14 when he came to work for us. He worked in the unloading straw trailers, and I said, I think I'm going to offer him a job. Taco turned 35 last week, and he's been with us ever since. He's family. I couldn't do it without my main man. There we are, dressed up again. Y'all better look at that because it don't happen a lot. This is pretty dressed up for me. There's Cody choking David and Rebecca. That happens a lot, you know. Okay. Here's some corn. How many of y'all know how many corn plants in an acre? You be quiet back there. You probably know this. Got any idea how many corn plants you plant in an acre in Lonoke County? You're a little overpopulated. Yours is not going to grow very good. 36,000 is normally 32 to 36,000. That's some general information that y'all don't need to know, but that's the kind of stuff that I do know. And yeah, that's why the Lord has gave me knowledge, and somehow that's going to come in. I was just trying to impress y'all. I can tell you are impressed, but I love growing. Corn is one of my favorite crops to grow. I love to grow sweet corn. I love to grow field corn. I love to chop corn silage. That's my favorite job. No, I knew that from the spring, and I'll show you another picture later on when me and E.B. was down there trying to find the corn seeds. There's some corn. I love to grow crops. To me, there's nothing more amazing than God, what He can do with a seed and some dirt. I mean, there's nothing, if you can't, that is just a miracle in itself that happens every year. Yes, we do rotate. We're on a crop rotation, except the corn maze. All right, look at this picture here. I love this picture. That's one of the only pictures that I know of that exists. That's my dad on that hay bale. We bale a lot of straw, lots of straw. I don't even know what all these people do with all this straw. I'm so thankful they buy the straw because that's an important part of our income. But here we are. I was combining. My dad was baling straw. My dad had told Rebecca, said, hey, that's some good-looking weed over there. You need to come take some funeral pictures. She took this picture. And just to tell y'all how God works, this picture has always meant a lot to me. I really liked it, both me and my dad there. My dad worked 40 years at Remington. He retired. He said, I want to come work with you on the farm. I started the farm myself in 1999. I quit my job. I told my wife, I said, I'm farming. I can't take this going to town. I sold cookies for Nabisco. They wanted me to lie to people. I said, I'm not doing it, and I'm going to farm. I did get a paycheck when I went to Nabisco. The farming deal is kind of hit and miss. But this is one of the, after my dad retired, and I said, Dad, you don't got to come down here every day. Dad showed up every day. And my dad was really a good guy, and we were really close. And Cody, this is going to be David, but I'll hush it up. I thought I'd done turned that off. He's just let me know that he's got EB, and they're coming to my house. We got to hurry. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, that picture just I really wanted. No, you're good. I just really wanted to put that in there because I'm going to tell you one more little thing about that picture and how God works. My dad got sick. My dad passed away. Big, long, drawed out. We took some pictures to the funeral home, and they were making that deal. And they said, we could put a picture on there. And I said, just any of them you want to. And they sent me this. They sent this deal for us to proofread. And that's the picture that was on that pamphlet, was the picture of me and Dad. And that, that just don't happen. That was a God deal, and it meant a lot to me. All right, we better carry on. That's some of our junk broke. That's normal. We stay on it as much as we stay in it. Like I told y'all, there's some of our cattle. We're in the cattle business too. We have that is actually in my yard because I do turn the cows in my yard because I like it better than mowing. There's Cody going out on the big town. This is a picture in our kitchen at the patch. We do a lot of feeding, not just cattle, people. We've got where we do quite a bit of work through there, and that's my little fat buddy Ed there with me. And that's Clayton. That's one of Greg Taco's kids. They're like our grandkids too. They hang out with us a lot. There's Cody on the big graduation. To me, that's a beautiful picture right there. That looks like a lot of work, and it is, but I love it. That's a good picture. Tractors, and that's me and Dad, and the square baler. We spent a lot of our life working on a square baler. There's some more tractors. That's a 4010 John Deere, just in case y'all want to know. Yes, I still have that one too. There's some babies. There's my main man Taco again. Planting corn. See, I told you I wasn't prejudiced. I got an orange tractor too. There's more babies. More tractors. Look at there. I got orange, green, red. I got everything there. And that's the best piece of equipment we own in that picture. That red thing that looks huge. That's what picks all them bales up and ties them together where I can pick them up with the front end loader. No more of that picking up by my hand. Me and Taco discussing some stuff. It's probably important. My old truck. No. If you'll, not real good at selling. I'm a lot better at collecting. I always tell my wife, I always start with, hey, I got a really good deal. I think we can make some money on this. But I don't ever sell it. There's me and two of the kids. That's Banjo and Ellie riding with me. Them dogs. They mind better than my kids. There's my wife when she was a hippie. That was a couple years ago. And that's me and my brother. We're both kind of fat and bald and stuff like that. I do have a little more hair. All right. Here's another tractor. It's John Deere 4000, 1969. Grandpa bought brand new, $6,850. I still have that one too. No diesel. Yeah, they made less of the gas burners. They made about 7,000 of the diesel synchronized range like that. They made 2,200 of the gas burners, give or take a few.
We do still have the hood. I took it off 2 years ago to fix fuel leak.
Have you ever fed 500 kids in the morning pancakes? That's what we were doing right there, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. We fed them pancakes, a lot of pancakes. All right, keep on clicking. There we are. All right, I had to get some more Taco's kids in here. There's the rest of Taco's family. He's got 3 boys, and they're pretty fond of old Cody. There's me and my lovely bride. We get to go places with the OFA every year. It's a pretty neat deal. We've got to meet people all over the United States, and there is true Christians other parts of the country. We've met them, and it's really it's been a neat deal. Okay, hang out here for just a quick minute. I've got to tell this story because my wife loves this story so much. That's the Canadian border. We were in Washington. We did not have a passport. They said there's a beautiful park up there. They call it the International Park. It's lines right there in the middle. I said, well, let's drive up there. There's not a lot of good signage. Next thing I know, I'm in that turnstile, and that lady said, I'm in Canada, and where's my passport? I said, well, I don't have one, ma'am. I'm trying to go to the park. And she said, do you know anybody in Canada, or are you bringing any packages in? I said, ma'am, the only person I know in Canada is you, and you're not happy with me right now. Well, let me tell you, they don't like jokes up there. And it wasn't but a couple minutes. They had us around the corner, and I don't know if you've ever seen the show Contraband of the Borders, but there we were in that building, them searching us, because they said, you have no luggage in this vehicle. You have a driver's license from Arkansas, tags from, Kansas? We'd rented a truck, had tags from Kansas. They said, your story's not adding up. She was mad. I thought it was pretty funny. I always wanted to go to Canada. We are in Canada. They are not happy with us. So we get in there, I'm talking, you've got to empty everything out on the table. I start emptying my pockets. I have air chuck. I have all things that farmers carry in their pockets. They were not pleased with any of that stuff. Evidently, that looks like bombs. I don't know, but it makes you look like a terrorist. So I was a terrorist in Canada for a little while. I was glad that when we went in there, the lady inside was way friendlier than the lady outside. She was not thrilled with me at all and did not care for my jokes. And they searched the truck from one end to the other. They searched us. And then they said, this happens all the time. Y'all have a good day. And they'd let us go back to our truck. And I'm like, she's still not through. So I said, you realize we've got to make this half circle and we got to go to the United States gate. And she said, if they do this again, I said, if they do this again, we're going to say, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. And we pull up, and I tell the guy, I said, look, I was trying to go to the park, and he said, and you missed the exit, and they gave you the right for up there. And I said, yeah. He goes, they love doing that. This happens 50 times a day. I'm like, I didn't care for it that much. Evidently, that's a big joke in Canada, but whatever. So anyway, I did get to go to Canada. I seen about 50 feet the other side of that gate and then back out, and there was a lot of unhappy people with us. One of them being my wife. There's us and Emberly. That's our oldest grandchild. Okay, there's the gang. Go ahead and click the next picture. We were building right there. That's a 4010 John Deere. That was my dad's favorite tractor. We built that little wagon, and that's how he got to take his last ride on this earth. We took him to the cemetery in a wagon and a tractor. So anyway, we got out there the day before and built that wagon. And so let's click on through. I had some pictures of more pictures of it. Looky there. That's how come I know how many plants are in the ground, because that's me and E.B. looking for them seeds that we had planted, and we couldn't find them. But I was digging and she was digging, and we had a good time. There's some more farm pictures. I'm sorry if this is boring, y'all. Look at them corns in a row. Now that is a nice looking picture right there. No grass in there. Yeah, it's coming. I didn't put a picture of that. Anyway, we're just pictures of the OFA. I know we're getting wound down here. And pictures of my favorite child, Banjo. Pictures of one of my other children, Cody. There he is again. He got big. You know, did y'all see him in that first picture when he was sitting there beside me on the big old dude? They do that. Who put that picture of my mother-in-law in there? No, I'm just kidding. Why did we back up? Why'd I got to see her again? No, I'm just kidding. Me and my mother-in-law get along really good. There's the Dayton. That's the first time I ever got to meet him. I don't do hospitals real good. I pass out. I can go to the doctor's office. My wife can have an ultrasound when she was pregnant with Cody, and I passed out then, so they said you were not invited back. So I did not get to see much of the birth or any of that. Look at that cool girl. That's E.B. She loves riding around with Granddaddy, because Granddaddy has trucks that have only front seats, so she gets to ride in the front. I don't know if you can go to jail for that now, but that's only got one seat. It's either in the front or in the back. E.B. loves to ride horses. That's just some of us. And We have to keep a horse or two for EB. There's my main man. There's my favorite child again, riding with us. There's my wife, Little House in the Prairie. Yeah, it was last year here, right over there on the wall, I believe. I love taking, the best part of grandchildren is taking naps with them. There's my little fat buddy, Ed and Katie. We on the trip. I thought there's a nap with the other one and my favorite child. All right, keep clicking. Okay, stop right here. All right, this picture here just looks like corn to y'all. This picture here was taken this year when the Lord was dealing with me. I'm a hard head. My dad's nickname at Remington was Hickory Nut because he was a hard head. Well, I'm Hickory Nut Jr., I guess, because I'm a hard head, and I don't like to listen to God. I don't like to listen when he's talking to me. We were having trouble with our corn for the pumpkin patch, and the pumpkin patch is part of how we keep the farm going. We'd replanted. It was just horrible. Dayton was sick. I wasn't understanding how that little baby would have to have open heart surgery. I was just thinking, why, Lord? Why would you do this? I don't understand. And so I started doubting, not my faith, but we don't trust in God enough. We say we do, but we don't trust in God. I replanted that corn the last time in August, middle of August. There was no reason for that corn to be as tall as it was. This picture was took in October. That corn, you can see it's as tall as me. Corn grows on heat units and water. So when you start days getting shorter, you have less heat units. It wasn't as hot. So there's a whole list of reasons why that corn. And so I was arguing with myself, which is embarrassing. I shouldn't even tell this, but I didn't want to sit there and tell in front of the boys that, yeah, that corn will be tall enough if I didn't really believe that it was going to be tall enough. And in my head, I was saying there's no way that corn's going to get tall enough. And then I thought, you crazy fool. In the Bible, it says they walked across the Red Sea on dry ground. If God can part the water and make the mud turn into dry ground from the water, you don't think he could grow corn or make somebody that can fix that baby's heart? So I had a little problem with me and faith and not wanting to say, I didn't want to tell in front of the boys that, yeah, it's going to happen, when deep down inside I thought, there ain't no way that corn's going to get tall. We're going to look like a mockery. This is going to be horrible. You know, the devil plays tricks. He loves to mess with me. I guess maybe if he's messing with me, he's leaving some of y'all alone, but he hammers me in the head, just things I've done wrong. But I've learned something. I was calling this Jesus corn because he proved to me there was no reason for that corn to be head tall. But I would walk around that corn and I would pray that I knew God could do it, and I believed it. Was there any reason for it to grow? No, besides God. And on Tuesday of this week, they took Dayton back to the doctor, and he's healed. The doctor said, there's no sense in coming back for a year because your baby's fixed. So God can do amazing things if we believe in him, if we trust him. It starts with us. And we limit what he does with our beliefs because we don't trust him. But there's just something about that, and he looks out for the little things. It didn't say they crossed the Red Sea in mucky, miry, dead fish, wading mud up to their knees. It said they crossed on dry ground. So he's not just going to do part of it. He's going to look out for the details, all of the details. That he held that back just for the enemy to get in there and wash them away. We need to keep faith like that. And I had to take a big lesson in it. And that was this year. And I thought I was further than that. But, we back up ourselves. We make ourselves back up. God's been dealing with me with a lot of things for a long time about stepping out in faith. and I was trying to push him back, but I don't know if y'all know Amy very good. Brett's wife, our pastor's wife. You don't push her back very far, because she came to me and talked about being an elder, and I said, I don't think I can do it, because I've been questioning how good my faith was just over simple corn, and my grandson having to have open heart surgery that I was having trouble understanding, and he fixed it all. So I wanted to take this time. I know I probably got lengthy on some of my slides. Click on, there's a couple more. I want to impress them with one more thing of knowledge here that I got. I've got just very little, and I want to impress y'all with it. Right there. How much wheat's in an acre? I'll break it down. How many's in a square feet? 900,000 to 1.1 million in an acre is how many plants you're supposed to have. About 26 per square foot. We don't count it by the acre. We normally go by the square foot. Yes, I did look that up on. I knew the foot, but I didn't know the acres. I knew there's a bunch of them on the. That's one of our wheat crops. I love growing wheat. Wheat is a beautiful crop. It's just another thing. I don't know how people cannot believe in God when you can take a seed and put it in the ground and come up with a crop. And that crop there at this point, it's ready to harvest. I know you can't probably tell it, but you know, those heads, they fall over so that the water won't get in them. God can protect the seed that he has made grow. He looks out for everything, all the details, if we'll let him. All right, I think that's about it. I wanted to put the video with the cow licking the foam, but I didn't want to push my luck. Is there any more? That's it. All right, well, the main thing I wanted to get out of this, see, I told you I need that computer. I didn't even need it. Is we limit what God will do in our life. Our church, we have a wonderful church here that I've never seen a church grow like this church has grown, and the people. And I hope and pray that if there's anything that I can do to help the church further, that I will, and I'll do it right. I'll be the first to tell y'all I mess up a lot. I'm going to try to do my best ability to be an elder for this church, but I'm not perfect. I'm the furthest from it. The Lord can use a broken vessel, and he's got one. I'm it. But I just thank y'all for just the church, from the day that we started coming. I've only been to about 3 churches my whole life. We've never done a lot of church jumping. I've about 20-something years at each one. And it's been a long time since I really felt like we were back at a church home like this church is. We're so blessed with a pastor that's not afraid to get up here and say what he's told to say when it's not pretty or whatever. But that's what we need to hear. That's what this world needs to hear. We're so messed up in this world. And I picked up this Bible today. This is one I don't use a lot, and it has a lot of these little sticky notes in it. I just flip back here. And this said Hebrews 10, 24 and 25. And I said, wonder what that's about. Uh-oh. I wasn't going to tell you off unless I put these on. Don't look up, you get dizzy. 24. And let us consider how we may spur one another towards love and good deeds. Let us not give up meeting together, and as some have done, as some are in habit of doing. But let us encourage one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching. You need to have fellowship. Wow, that makes me dizzy. This is new for me. I'm getting older, this is new. We need fellowship with one for another. I told y'all a farming's a lot. Here's a tag off a bag of hog feed that I was using today for. Sorry, y'all, it's just me. This is just who I am. We need fellowship with one for another. You know, when COVID come in, churches shut down. I feel like the church went further backwards than it had in years because we didn't have fellowship one with another. We need fellowship. We need each other. We need that cup filled. And the world's not going to fill it for us at all. It's going to drain it. You can be on fire and Monday morning, it'll all be gone if you don't recharge your battery. You need to start your day with God and end it with God. And that's hard. It's really hard in the day and age because about everybody in here probably starts their day by picking up the phone to see what's going on and end it the same way. And I'm just saying that we need to start and stop our day with God, which sure will help us all. And it's hard to change them habits. I know this is probably not what y'all expected for tonight, but when he told me to get up here and explain and just get to know, I couldn't let y'all get to know without knowing what that's my life. That's what I've been doing. I wrote this down when I started. Our life's been, number one, faith. I've been in church my whole life. Have I made a lot of mistakes? Yes. Number two is family. I love my family that ain't even really family. I love them too. Number three is farm. I wrote faith, family, farm, fixing, because I didn't even have no pictures, but I build houses and did a few churches and some parsonages, and I do all kind of fixing stuff because we like to eat. Farming's not great, so. And that last thing I wrote was faith, family, farming, fixing, and feeding, because we feed a lot of people. And it's fun because you get to know people, fellowship. When you get to just a one-on-one relationship. When we first started coming, one day we came here a few Sundays. We'd started coming to church, then my dad got really sick. We had to stay with him around the clock. And I know one time when we came back, Kim said, we ended up going to lunch with Miss Kim. And I knew right then, I'm like, I'm home. God has put me back to where we need to be with fellowship, faith, family. And do any of y'all have any questions for this rambling I've been doing? And y'all can tell Brett it was great, even though probably it wasn't, but y'all can tell him that. I'll tell y'all, the devil fought me hard. Friday, I guess Thanksgiving Day, I took Ed and Ed to the deer camp. Ed Nichols and Ed, the guitar player, and I got to know him better too. But we were sitting on a deer stand. I was sitting on a deer stand Friday morning when Brett texted me, and I was reading a book that I was trying to learn what the church expects of an elder and what I should do. And I don't want no focus on me. I want it on the Lord. I want the Lord to come out of whatever he wants me to do. Anyway, I'm reading this book, and it talks about teaching. And I'm thinking, Lord, I don't know that I'm the teacher of this deal. And Brett texted me, and he said, I'm not going to be able to be there Wednesday. I need one of y'all to handle it. And I thought, oh, mercy. And I jerked up that phone, and I said, sure, got it took care of. And I put that phone down and thought, what did I just do? Well, what I did is I fought off the devil, because if I'd have got to thinking about it, I could have come up with a reason besides I was really scared, and it's made me sick about half the day, and I don't know why, but I just want to do what the Lord says. And the Lord had fought me. I mean, the devil was fighting me over this tonight. And I just want to say thank y'all for not getting up and leaving and being attentive. And I hope that I somewhat did get to introduce y'all to my family. I know I've known a lot of y'all my whole life, but I just wanted to get to know people. And if there is something that I could do or need to do for any of y'all, I wish y'all would reach out, and I'll try to help best I can. Anybody got any questions, or anybody want to know anything else about corn? I do love corn and growing corn. Yes, ma'am.
I say anybody that hasn't visited the Hicks family farm should, and especially eat the catfish.
We yeah, my little fat buddy over there, he helps me cook. Or he's the pumpkin patch has really been a blessing. We've got to reach out to a lot of people that we would never have got to reach out to. In this day and age, especially being in a business, you've got to, that line of faith, you've got to be careful with, but the Lord has blessed us and we've been able to open up and reach people with that. And so far, I mean, I've probably made a lot of people mad over but that's nothing here nor there. But it has been a blessing, and I'll be honest, it's helped us save the farm. It really, in farming in this day, that's one of the reasons we are so diversified. I started this, wasn't a lot of money, and I have to make an income. I have to make it work. There's nothing to fall back on. That's why we've been so diversified and trying to stay alive, and that's what's helped us a lot. Anything else? Wow, I did a good job. I covered, y'all know me from one end to the other now. Yeah, y'all like, this fella is crazy. What's he doing up here? Thank you very much. I was about to get in trouble. Got some announcements. This is straight from Kathy. I should get the glasses out. Okay, it says Wednesday night game leaders. Don't look up. Wednesday night game leaders. Okay, all children and youth must participate in the same time outside or be inside the fellowship hall. No one will be free roaming. This is Wednesday night. So we're going to be in a rotation. We would like some men of the church. We're going to do like some Wednesday night games out here get some of the men from the church to help so that not everybody's doing it. We're going to be asking for some more volunteers over the next few weeks. Me and Brett and Jesse's been meeting. We're going to try to get some teams going and some stuff. So Miss Kathy has got a paper here, and she's wanting names and numbers, and she said you will sign up for something before you leave or you're not leaving. She didn't say that. I added that part. But she really does need some help to try to help get some structure for the kids, and because when they get kind of wound up, they have trouble getting them. So we're going to try to get a little structure. So if anybody would help, they would surely appreciate it. And I'll put this list back there, and if Kathy won't let you leave, that's up to her. But anyway, it's going to be every Wednesday night.
They're trying to corral the kids. Most of them but the kids have gotten to where they're wandering out to the woods and getting farther and farther away from the building. The other issue they have is, like he said, when they come in after dinner, they're so wound up that they have a hard time getting them to calm down in the classroom to learn and work on stuff that they're doing.
So if we're kind of try to do some structured games where we can kind of keep it in order to try to get it where the transition ain't so bad. Yeah, I mean, and that's part of it. The older generation said, well, we went to church. We just went to church when we were young. Well, no, you went to church because there was nothing else to do back then. And that's where the girl was or the guy that you liked. But, I mean, we just got to, as we've grown so fast, it's just been hard, and we're going to try to make it better, and we're just going to need a lot of help over the next several months. We're going to get some teams going back together and work on that. Anything else? All right, well then I'll pray us out and we can head out. Our most gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, I just hope that I said the words that you would have me, and I hope to just do as you would have me to do to serve this church, Lord. Just thank you for the blessings that you gave this church, Lord. Thank you for our pastor and our pastor's wife, Lord, that they've just been so good to this church, Lord, and then you've been so good to this church, Lord. Just thank you for the fellowship, Lord, and just bring us back Sunday in your most gracious heavenly name. Amen. Turn this off, Tim. Whew. Hey, Josh. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, buddy. I don't know why I got so nervous. Ah, Lord, I'm like, the Lord has